afternoon. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Saturday, February 5th. Wow, what can I say? Just what a great market right now. Very, very bullish. Just a bulletproof market is what we are seeing right now. Doesn't matter really what the news is. The Egypt news, which continues to boil over, resulted in a one-day drop in the market and the trapping of a lot of bears and shorts who, over the course of the last couple of days, have actually been covering. We still have that news out there and could bubble and get worse at any moment. But, just a great market right now. And if you haven't looked at my video I did on January 2nd, just check that video out. It was my long-term outlook for the market this year. And also review the video I did after the midterm elections in November, because what we are seeing in this market is classic action that we've seen over and over again over the last few decades. And the market is just following that same trajectory, which is up. Friday, we had the jobs report come out worse than expected. However, there's a little caveat to that. The actual private jobs created per the report was 36,000, but we had the unemployment rate drop almost a 0.5%, 9.4 to 9%. And you'll go, how the hell can the report drop that much if there was only 37 or 36,000 jobs created? What a lot of people don't realize is the actual employment report that the government puts out is based on a number of different surveys, and then they add seasonal factors. Essentially, they game the numbers is what happens, which is why there are always revisions. However, the size of the drop in the unemployment rate does not happen with just, workers falling off the payrolls. It's too big of a number. I would look for a very big revision. Just looking at that drop on the unemployment report, we created a crap load of jobs last month, probably 300,000 plus just off that jobs number, and we'll start to see that trickle in, and that is what we're seeing reflected in the market. The market continues to look 6 months out, and 6 months out is looking pretty damn good right now for the economy. As for the charts, looking at the Dow 15-minute chart, you can see, we continue to move higher. That golden cross so far has given us about a 50-point upside. Support right now, we've got another little wedge working right now. What we're probably looking at is support from 11,975 to 12,025. We still have some upside room. RSI's got some upside room. The indicators look pretty good. If we flip over to the daily chart looks great. We still got upside. We have seen volume sort of trail off over the last couple of days. But there's something I want to show you here on the daily chart, which is where we're going to look we're high cash anyway, but where we would probably look to getting a little bit cautious on some plays. Note, since the November lows, you see this little pink line? This is the 8-day moving average, and you can see the market loves the 8-day moving average. Whenever we get above it or below it, we at least come back and test it within a couple of days. Right now, that 8-day moving average is at 11,990. So we're above all the moving averages. They continue to go vertical. Support is, there. 20-day exponential uptrend line at 11,850. 50-day moving average, which we have not touched in, 2+ months now. And things just look really, really nice. I would love to see a retrace here, because what we're finding ourselves having to do is start to play higher price stocks because everything's run from the basement right now. SMH continued its breakout. Another new high on Friday. Volume over the last month has started to come back in, which is what we've been expecting here. And, 8-day moving average here right now is at, 34.97, 35 area. US dollar continued its bounce thanks to Egypt over the last couple of days. Actually, really, let me take that back. The real reason the dollar's bounced over the last couple of days is the euro sell-off, because Trichet did not give a speech, and, a bounce back to the 20-day exponential, and then we'll see where the market goes from there. But let's jump into some stock plays. Remember, I am going to be gone Monday through Thursday. I will try and jump into the chat room. I will be sending out nightly emails of stocks to watch. And if I see anything, during the day, I'll send out an alert on it. But I'm ready for a little break. But I still got lots of stocks for you guys to check out this week. IKAN. The communication equipment stocks, the optical plays were on fire on Friday. Let me just pull up some of the charts. JDSU. Oh, wrong symbol. Let me pull that up. JDSU, monster earnings up huge. Another one of them, FNSR, same sector, monster gap. OPXT, which we jumped into in the chat room at $1.90 on Monday. Look at that. Hit $2.90 on Friday. And this was another stock. I was pounding the table on this one a couple of months ago. Whenever you see me pounding the table on stocks, don't let them drop off your radar. 9 out of 10 times they end up being monster movers. But anyway, let's get back to IKAN in the same sector. Really lagging the move that we've seen in these other peers. Very nice bottom in place now. Stops 118, 120. There's no reason why we cannot see, especially with continued upside move in the market. This stock hit its 200-day moving average. They've got earnings on Thursday. Let's see if we can get a nice little earnings run into this one. Up to the 200-day moving average, 148. We've got RSI ready to break up through 50. Positive MACD cross. We're probably looking at that maybe late Monday, early Tuesday. Stochastics doing what we like, breaking up through 20. And that last time we saw IKAN break through the 20 level on stochastics, we ended up running up 40% over the next 5 days. So let's see if we can do the same thing here this week. ZHERNE, this was an old favorite of ours, up massively since we played it a couple of years ago. This is another communication equipment stock, and as you can see from this chart, doesn't trade a whole lot of volume, but when it does, it loves to spike. And I moved through that 50-day moving average. This is a stock, our targets on this one, we jumped in the chat room, 275 and 3. RSI is about to break 50. Positive MACD cross coming on Monday. Stochastics looking good. This is a stock that, if it's going to run, it typically runs over the course of 2 days. So I think we could see this one Monday or Tuesday up there in the threes. Maybe if a positive news release came. But continued sector movement, this could be a very nice 10 to 25% plus mover early this upcoming week. TLR, our goal play, hit our first target, $110 on the nose. Secondary target now is 130 or 124, doing exactly what MDW did, looking very, very nice. High volume has come in on the last 2 days on the breakout, which we like to see. RSI looks great. Strong MACD cross. Everything just looks really, really good. If you're trailing your stops on this one now, trail them to the 50-day moving average at $1.02. So at a minimum, if you haven't booked any gains, you still get stopped out with a profit, which is perfect. ZBB, this, it's been treading water over the last couple of days. Stops $1.10. Probably needs a press release to get moving or some news, but I think this one could see a nice little pop, especially on the momentum we're seeing in the alternative energy stocks. Check out EMKR, up big on, I didn't really think the earnings report was that great, but, it got some follow through with the JDSU earnings report. Big multi-year breakout here. This would be one to keep an eye on Monday and Tuesday for a possible rule of two stock play. So definitely keep an eye on this one and look to break the breakouts or play the breakouts. NEI. I think this one's going to get a nice little pop early this week. Would be looking, as I mentioned in the email alert, to buy this one on a break of 2, and our targets would be 210 to 220 plus on NEI. Stocks looks ready. Traders are starting to move to the higher price stocks. There is no reason why this stock cannot make a run on $3, especially if this market continues to do what it's doing. JSDA Jones Soda, very nice winner for us in January, has retraced nicely back to the 50-day moving average and the uptrend line support. And I'm thinking we should see a nice little pop on this one early this week, possibly back to the 145 to 150 area. And, we've got minimal downside. Even if this one did see further weakness, anywhere in the 120s makes a great buy on this stock, in my opinion. CAPS, Capstone Therapeutics. as I've mentioned, we're starting to enter biotech season. We'll really start to see these biotechs start to heat up in a week or so with a lot of big conferences coming up. We've got the March ASCO coming up, and, this is a time of the year where these biotech stocks start to catch fire. Cash rich, trading under cash. Nice little chart here. Breakout 20-day exponential 57 cents, 65 cents target is not asking much here. I mean, 20%. Stochastics are about to curl up through the 20 level, which is where we jumped in before we got that nice little 30% move there in late December. Our other little biotech play, BNVI, consolidated on Friday. We're getting at a 15% discount to the financing they did. They've got a lot of cash now. And remember, biotech season. USAT, over the last couple of days, sort of spiked, but the volume, as you can see, has died off. So the alert on this one, if you're keeping an eye on it, the breakout will occur probably when we see volume spike again. Rock solid support at $1.62. I think this one, especially on an up market this week, definitely sees the twos. So we keep a very nice eye on this one. If you're playing it and looking to jump into it, anywhere in the 160s with 162 stop, and then looking at it as a possible rule of two play at a break of $2. SCON, this was our high win percentage short, and look at that. Our short strategy worked perfect again. Last week, when I was chastising the moron shorts and bears for just blanket shorting indices and whatnot, this is what I was talking about. You don't have to be shorting every damn stock under the sun. I like to win when I trade. I look for high win scenarios, and this strategy, which I've outlined a bunch of times, has yet again proved how good it is. We had the help of news. So what? Day 3, 1, 2, 3, late day 3, you look to short, and lo and behold, stock got halted. They issued shares at 240, splat. Ended up being what, 25, 30% gain in what, an hour essentially of market time. Great. Didn't fall as much as I thought. We'll have to see if it has further downside on Monday, but you should have booked at least 3/4 on the short, just given the drop. Money in the pocket, fat gain, in one day. Can't ask for anything better than that. So that's it for the video. Again, my favorite setups going into this week are IKAN, NEI. I think this one's going to be a very nice mover for us this week. We'll definitely be looking to grab a nice position on a break or two here on volume. And, CAPS looks really, really nice down here. Especially if we start to see the biotechs take off. Now, I would like to see the market do absolutely nothing this week, but, the trends out there are extremely bullish right now. Granted, things can turn on a dime. News flow can turn negative really, really quick, and, you got to keep that in mind. Still a high cash stance right now. 50 to 75% cash overnight is what I would be looking at. It doesn't mean you can't go high stock during the day. It's just on overnight, or if the market gets iffy, it's nice to sleep at night. You can still make a crap load of money being high cash overnight in this market, the way stocks are moving. And, that's where we are right now. Any questions, shoot me an email, or, hit me up in the chat room when I jump in during the week, and I will see you guys. There will be no videos until next week, but there will be emails on stocks to play. So that is it. Have a great week. Bye.